Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of the astonishing, the bestower, the beneficent, the merciful. No, the name of God is noun and it's a verb, the bestower, the merciful. I continue with the chapter, The Women, from the George Sale translation. And those of you who notice any error in his translation or any lacking of me to elaborate a particular issue, feel free to respectfully comment. Hast sent down unto the apostle, thou seest the ungodly turn aside from thee with great aversion. But how will they behave when a misfortune shall befall them for that which their hands have sent them? Then will they come unto thee and swear by God, saying, if we intended any other than to do good, and to reconcile the parties, God knoweth what is in the hearts of these. Therefore let them alone, and admonish them, and speak unto them a word which may affect their souls. We have not sent any apostle but that he might be obeyed by the permission of God. But if they, after they have injured their own souls, come unto thee, and ask pardon of God, and the apostle asks pardon for them, they shall surely find God easy to be reconciled and merciful. And by thy Lord they will not believe until they make thee judge of their controversies, and shall not afterwards find in their own minds any hardship in what thou shalt determine, but shall acquiesce therein with entire submission. And if we had commanded them, saying, slay yourselves, or depart from your houses, they would not have done it except for a few of them. And if they had done what they were admonished, it would certainly have been better for them, and more efficacious for confirming. And we should then have surely given them in our sight an exceedingly great reward, and we should have directed them in the right way. Whoever obeyeth God and the apostle, they shall be with those whom God hath been gracious, of the prophets and sincere, and the martyrs and the righteous, and these are the most excellent company. This is the bounty from God, and God is sufficiently knowing. O true believers, take your necessary precaution, and either go forth in separate parties, or go forth all together in a body. There is of you who tarrieth behind, and if misfortune befall you, he saith, verily God hath been gracious unto me, that I was not present with them. But if success attain you from God, he will say, as if there was no friendship between you and him, would to God I had been with them, for I should have acquired great merit. Let them therefore fight for the religion of God, who part with the present life in exchange for that which is to come. For whoso fighteth for the religion of God, whether he be slain or be victorious, we will surely give him a great reward. And what ails you, that ye fight not for God's true religion? And in defense of the weak, among men, women, and children, who say, O Lord, bring us forth from the city whose inhabitants are wicked. Grant us from before thee a protector, and grant us from before thee a defender. Jihad, fi sabilillah, whether it's fighting or not, is in defense of yourself and in defense of others. They who believe fight for the religion of God, but they who believe not fight for the religion of Taghut, rebellion. Fight therefore against the friends of Satan, for the stratagem of Satan is weak. Hast thou not observed those unto whom it was said, Withhold your hands, and be constant at prayers, and pay legal alms? But when war is commanded them, behold, a part of them fear men, as they should fear God, are with a great fear, and say, O Lord, wherefore hast thou commanded us to go to war, and hast not suffered us to wait our approaching end? Say unto them, the provision of this life is small, but the future better for him who feareth, and ye shall not be in the least injured. Wheresoever ye be, death will overtake you, although ye be in lofty towers. If good befall them, they say, This is from God. But if evil befall them, they say, This is from thee. Say, All is from God. And what aileth these people, that they are so far from understanding what is said? Whatever good befalleth them, O men, it is from God, and whatever evil befalleth them, it is from thyself. We have sent thee an apostle unto men, and God is a sufficient witness. Whoever obeyeth the apostle obeyeth God, and whoever turneth back, we have not sent thee to be a keeper over them. They say, Obedience. Yet, when they go forth from thee, they part of them meditate by night, different from what thou speakest. But God shall write down what they meditate by night. Therefore, let them alone and trust in God, for God is a sufficient protector. Do they not attentively consider Alcoran? If it had been from any besides God, they would certainly have found therein many contradictions. What is it, Berlin or something, some university that found over 500 contradictions and other errors in the Bible, and they tried to find it in Quran, and they couldn't, and so they looked for this word. It would create issues Islamically if the word for discrepancies here, was it verse 82? They really should number this. So this word doesn't occur other places. So since it doesn't occur in the multiple occasions, then it actually, just like the Adam and Jesus being like each other, multiple ways they equate. When any news cometh unto them, either of security or fear, they immediately divulge it. But if they told it to the apostle and to those who are in authority among them, such of them would understand the matter, as inform themselves thereof from the apostle and his chiefs. And if the favor of God and his mercy had not been upon you, ye have followed the devil, except a few of you. Fight therefore in the religion of God, and oblige not any to what is difficult, except thyselves. However, excite the faithful. Perhaps God will restrain the courage of the unbelievers, for God is stronger and more able to punish. And who intercedeth between men with a good intercession shall have a portion thereof, and who intercedeth with an evil intercession shall have a portion thereof, for God overlooketh all things. So those who say that people who pray for others are in the wrong, this conflicts with that. And some people spend so much time praying for the sake of others, help their situation, help them be guided, etc., that they forget mentioning themselves. Don't worry, God's bestowing on them too. When ye are saluted with a salutation, salute the person with a better salutation, or at least return the same, for God taketh an account of all things. God. There is no God but He. He will surely gather you together on the day of resurrection. There is no doubt of it. And who are more true than God in what He saith? Why are ye divided concerning the ungodly into two parties, since God hath overturned them for what they have committed? Will ye direct him who God hath led astray? Since for him whom God shall lead astray, thou shalt find no true path. This is one of those things that sounds bad to some people in English. That doesn't sound bad in Arabic. They desire that ye should become infidels, as they are infidels, and that ye should be equally. Therefore, take not friends among them until they fly for the religion of God, and if they turn back, take them and kill them wherever you find them, and take no friend among them, nor any helper, except those who go to a people who are in alliance with you, or those who come unto you, their hearts forbidding them either to fight against you or to fight against their own people. And if God pleased, He would have permitted them to have prevailed against you, and they would have fought against you. But if they depart from you, and fight not against you, and offer you peace, God doth not allow you to take or kill them. So the apostate is left alone if that's all they do. But I don't care if you call yourselves Muslim. If you attack me, I see you attack someone else, or you join with people who are in violent enmity with me, it should be my right to go after you, regardless of what you call yourself. So, you know. And if God pleased, He would have permitted them to have prevailed against you, and they would have fought against you. But if they depart from you, and fight not against you, and offer you peace, God doth not allow you to take or kill them. Ye shall find others who are desirous to enter into confidence with you, and to preserve a confidence with their own people. So often as they return to sedition, they shall be subverted therein. And if they depart not from you, and offer you peace, and restrain their hands, take them and kill them wheresoever you find them. Over these have we granted you a manifest power. It is not lawful for a believer to kill a believer, unless by mistake. And whoso killeth a believer by mistake, the freeing of a believer from slavery, and a fine to be paid to the family of the deceased, unless they remit it as alms. And if the slain people be of people at enmity with you, and be a true believer, the penalty shall be freeing of a believer. But if he be of a people in confederacy with you, a fine to be paid to his family, and the freeing of a believer. And he who findeth not wherewith to do this shall fast 2 months consecutively, as a penitence from God, and God is knowing and wise. But whoso killeth a believer designedly, his reward shall be hell, and he shall remain therein. And God shall be angry with him, and shall curse him, and shall prepare for him a great punishment. O true believers, When ye are on a march in defense of the true religion, justly discern such, and say not unto him who saluteth you, Thou art not a true believer, seeking the accidental goods of the present life, for with God is much spoil. So it's not just religion, it's deen. So if there's significant problems in system of judgment, there's no compulsion in system of judgment either. So ending religious oppression. Such have ye formerly been, but God hath been gracious unto you. Therefore make a just discernment, for God is well acquainted with that which ye do. Those believers who sit at home, not having any hurt, and those who employ their fortunes and their persons for the religion of God, shall not be held equal. God hath preferred those who employ their fortunes and their persons in the cause of God to a degree above those who sit at home. God hath indeed promised every one paradise, but God hath preferred those who fight before those who sit still, adding to them a great reward. By degree, honor conferred from him, and by granting them forgiveness and mercy, for God is indulgent and merciful. Moreover, unto those whom the angels, white beings, put to death, having injured their own souls, the angels say, Of what religion were ye? They answered, We were weak in the earth. The angels replied, Was not God's earth wide enough that ye might fly therein into a place of refuge? Therefore their habitation shall be hell, and an evil journey shall it thither, except the weak among men and women and children, who were not able to find any means, and were not directed in the way. These peradventure God will pardon, for God is ready to forgive, and gracious. Whosoever flieth for the sake of God's true religion shall find in the earth many forced to do the same, and plenty of provisions. And whoever departeth from his house, and flieth unto God and his apostle, if death overtake him in the way, God will be obliged to reward him, for God is gracious and merciful. When ye march to war in the earth, it shall be no crime in you, if ye shorten your prayers. In case ye fear the infidels, misassociators, misbelievers, I'm not sure which, never infidel, the Quran never mentions that, may attack you, for the infidels are your open enemy. But when thou shalt be among them, and thou shalt pray with them, let a party of them arise to prayer with thee, and let them take their arms. And when they shall have worshipped, let them stand behind you, and let another party come that hath not prayed, and let them pray with thee, and let them be cautious and take their arms. The unbelievers would that ye should neglect your arms and your baggage while ye pray, that they might turn upon you at once. It shall be no crime in you, if ye be incommoded by rain, or be sick, that you lay down your arms, but take your precaution. God hath prepared for the unbelievers an ignominious punishment. And when ye shall have ended your prayer, remember God standing and sitting and lying on your sides. But when ye are secure, complete your prayers, for prayer is commanded in the faithful and appointed to be said at the stated times. sunset to dusk, dusk to dawn, dawn to sunrise, early afternoon after the sun has declined a little bit, to late afternoon to sunset. Be not negligent in seeking out the unbelieving people, though ye suffer some inconvenience, for they also shall suffer as ye suffer, and ye hope for a reward from God, which they cannot hope for. And God is knowing and wise. We have sent down unto thee the book with the truth, that thou mayest judge between men through that which God showeth thee, and be not an advocate for the fraudulent, but ask pardon of God for the wrong intentions, since God is indulgent and merciful. Dispute not for those who deceive one another, for God loveth not him who is a deceiver or unjust. Such conceal themselves from men, but they conceal not themselves from God, for he is with them when they imagine by night a saying which pleaseth not, and God comprehendeth what they do. Behold, ye are they who have disputed for them in this present life, but who shall dispute with God for them on the day of resurrection, or who will become their patron? Yet he who doeth evil or injureth his own soul, and afterwards asketh the pardon of God, shall find God gracious and merciful. Whoso committeth wickedness committeth against his own soul. God is knowing and wise. And whoso committeth a sin or iniquity, and afterwards layeth on the innocent, he shall surely bear the guilt of calumny and manifest injustice. If the indulgence and mercy of God had not been upon thee, surely a part of them had studied to seduce thee. But they shall seduce themselves only, and shall not hurt thee at all. God hath sent down unto thee the book and wisdom, and hath taught thee that which thou knowest not. For the favor of God hath been great towards thee. There is no good in the multitude of their private discourses, unless of him who recommendeth alms, or that which is right, or an agreement amongst men. Whosoever doeth this out of a desire to please God, we will surely give him a great reward. But whoso separateth himself from the apostle, after direction hath been manifest unto him, and followeth any other way than that of the true believers, we will cause him to obtain that to which he is inclined, and will cast him to be burned in hell. And an unhappy journey shall it be thither. Verily God will not pardon the giving him a companion, but he will pardon besides that unto whom he pleaseth. And he who giveth a companion unto God is surely led aside into a wide mistake. The infidels invoke besides him only female, and only invoke rebellious Satan. And remember that the masculine in Arabic generally refers to male and female, so it never says that God is male. God cursed them, and he said, verily, I will take of thy servants a part cut off from the rest, and I will seduce them, and I will insinuate vain desires into them, and I will command them, and they shall cut off the ears of cattle, and I will command them, and they shall change God's creature. But whoever taketh Satan as his patron besides God, shall surely perish with a manifest destruction. Now I passed by this here. One can remember that God loveth not the defense of the wicked or the liar. So whether the defense attorney is lying or the prosecution attorney is lying, this is something that God does not love. But we have the lesson that people find in the tarot card of the devil, that the bondage is by choice, but it's by changing the nature. The ignorance and evil take something good and twist it. Someone who is born a male wants surgery to look like a woman, or someone who is born black has surgery to be born like they're white, or various other ways that people try to change the nature. But whoever taketh Satan for his patron besides God shall surely perish with manifest destruction. He maketh them promise, and insinuate unto them vain desires, yet Satan make them only deceitful promises. The receptacle of these shall be hell. They shall find no refuge from it. But they who believe and do good works, we will surely lead them into gardens, through which rivers flow. They shall continue therein forever, according to the true promise of God. And who is more true than God in what he saith? It shall not be according to your desires, nor according to the desires of those who have received the Scriptures. Whoso doeth evil shall be rewarded for it, and shall not find any patron or helper besides God. But whoso doeth good works, whether he be male or female, and is a true believer, they shall be admitted into paradise, and shall not in the least be unjustly dealt with. Who is better in point of religion than he who resigneth himself unto God, and is a worker of righteousness, and followeth the law of Abraham the orthodox? Since God took Abraham for his friend, and to God belongeth whatever is in the heavens and the earth, God comprehendeth all things. We already learned that God has created nothing in vain, so the covenant of Abraham has nothing to do with ritual genital mutilation. It's important to talk about the changing of creation before making up that point. They will consult thee concerning women. Answer: God instructeth you concerning them, and that which is read unto you in the book concerning female orphans, to whom ye give not what is ordained them, neither will ye marry them, and concerning weak infants, and that ye observe justice towards orphans. Whatever good ye do, God knoweth it. And if a woman fear ill usage or aversion from her husband, it shall be no crime in them if they agree on the matter amicably between themselves, for a reconciliation is better than a separation. Men's souls are naturally inclined to covetousness, but if ye be kind towards women, and fear to wrong them, God is well acquainted with what ye do. Ye can by no means carry yourselves equally between women in all respects, although ye study to do it. And therefore turn not from a wife with all manner of aversion, nor leave her like one in suspense, if ye agree, and fear to abuse your wives. God
is gracious and merciful. But if they separate, God will satisfy them both of his abundance. For God is extensive and wise, and unto God belongeth whatever is in the heavens and on earth. We have already commanded those unto whom the Scriptures were given before you, and we commanded you also, saying, Fear God, but if ye disbelieve, unto God belongeth whatever is in the heavens and on earth, and God is self-sufficient, and to be praised. For unto God belongeth whatsoever is in heaven and on earth, and God is sufficient protector. But if he pleaseth, he will take you away, O men, and will produce others. For God is able to do this. Whoso desireth the reward of this world, verily God is able to do this. Whoso desireth the reward of this world, verily God is the reward of this world, and also the reward, and also of that which is to come. God both heareth and seeth. O true believers, observe justice when ye bear witness before God, although it be against yourselves or your parents or relations, whether the party be rich or whether he be poor, for God is more worthy than them both. Therefore follow not your own lust in bearing testimony, that ye swerve from justice, and whether ye wrest your evidence or decline giving it, God is well acquainted with that which ye do. O true believers, believe in God and his apostle, and the book which he hath caused to descend unto his apostle. And the book which he hath formerly sent down. Is this supposed to be plural books? And whosoever believeth not in God, and his angels, and his scriptures, and his apostles, and the last day, he surely erreth in a wide mistake. Moreover, they who believed and afterwards became infidels, and then believed again, and after they disbelieved and increased in infidelity, God will by no means forgive them, nor direct them in the right way. So the Quran is supposed to be the ideal. So anybody who believes that you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between belief and disbelief, that this should even be allowed in society. Why talk about a crime that should not be allowed to be repeated and not repeat? If the punishment for apostasy was death. Declare unto the ungodly that they shall suffer painful punishment. They who take the unbelievers for the protectors besides the faithful, do they seek for power with them, since all power belongeth unto God? And he hath already revealed unto you in the book the following passage: When ye shall hear the signs of God, they shall not be believed, but they shall be laughed to scorn. Therefore sit not with them who believe not, until they engage in different discourse. For if ye do, ye will certainly become like unto them. God will surely gather the ungodly and unbelievers together in hell. They who wait to observe what befalleth thee, if victory be granted you from God, say, Were we not with you? But if any advantage happen to the infidels, they say unto them, Were we not superior to you, and have we not defended you against the believers? God shall judge between you on the day of resurrection, and God will not grant the unbelievers means to prevail over the faithful. So going to war, it's not who physically wins, it's who supports the right cause. God shall judge between you on the day of resurrection, and God will not grant the unbelievers means to prevail over the faithful. The hypocrites act deceitfully with God, but he will deceive them, and when they stand up to pray, they stand carelessly, affecting to be seen of men, and to remember not God, unless a little wavering between, and adhering neither unto thee nor unto those. And for him whom God shall lead astray, thou shalt find no true path. O believers, take not the unbelievers for your protectors beside the faithful. Will you furnish God with an evident argument of enmity against you? Moreover, the hypocrite shall be in the lowest bottom of fire, and thou shalt not find any help from them thence. But they who repent and mend, and adhere firmly unto God, and to prove the sincerity of their religion to God, they shall be with the faithful, and God will surely give the faithful a great reward. And how should God go about to punish you, if ye be thankful and believe? For God is grateful and wise. God loveth not the speaking ill of anyone in public, except he who is injured call forth assistance. And God heareth and knoweth, whether you publish a good action or conceal it, or forgive evil. Verily God is gracious and powerful. They who believe not in God and his apostle, who would make distinction between God and his apostles, and say, we believe in some of the prophets, and reject others of them, and seek to take away in this, these are really unbelievers, and we have prepared for the unbelievers an ignominious punishment. But they who believe in God and his apostle, and make no distinction between any of them, unto those we will surely give their reward, and God is gracious and merciful. They who have received the Scriptures will demand it of thee, that thou cause a book to descend unto them from heaven. They formerly asked of Moses a greater thing than this, for they said, show us God visibly. Wherefore a storm of fire from heaven destroyed them, because of their iniquity. Then they took their calf. Then they took the calf, after that evident proofs had come unto them. But we forgave them that, and gave Moses a manifest power. So we can actually repent of misassociation with God. And we lifted the mountain of Sinai over them, and we exacted from them their covenant, and said unto them, enter the gate of the city, worshipping. And we also said unto them, transgress not on the Sabbath day, Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. And we received from them a firm covenant that they would observe these things. Therefore, for that they have made void their covenant, and have not believed in the signs of God, have slain the prophets unjustly, and have said, our hearts are circumcised, but God hath sealed them up because of their unbelief. Therefore they shall not believe except a few of them. And for that they have not believed in Jesus, and have spoken against Mary a grievous calumny, and have said, verily, we have slain Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, the apostle of God. Yet they slew him not, neither crucified him. But he was represented by one in his likeness. And verily, they who disagreed concerning him were in doubt to this matter, had no knowledge thereof, but only followed an uncertain opinion. And so, if someone was around that looked like Isa alayhi salam, that was actually crucified, like Barnabas or somebody, it would make less sense among short by American standards, dark by American standards. Might even call the guy black because of his black woolly hair and brown skin. He probably looked like that's probably what he would look like, being a Semite. They did not really kill him, but God took him up unto himself, and God is mighty and wise, and shall not be one of those who have received the Scriptures, who shall not believe in him before his death, and on the day of resurrection he shall be a witness against them. Because of the iniquity of those who Judaize, we have forbid in them good things, which have been formerly allowed them, and because they shut out many from the way of God, and have taken usury, which is forbidden them, and have delivered men's sustenance vainly, we have prepared for such of them as are unbelievers painful punishment. So you show your unbelief by your deeds, and it is important here to